Well, I'm currently here at Brewer Arena, which is Ottawa's testing center for COVID-19. And as you can see from here behind me, there is currently no line. There has been a slow trickle of people coming in and out of the building for the past hour or so. When we first arrived, there was actually a line until the end of the tents, but that quickly dispersed. The number of new COVID-19 cases in Ottawa is starting to decrease, and they're wondering if this might be why. The number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in the province are finally going down, but it comes after Ontario saw a spike in new cases last week. For over 2 months now, Ontarians have had to make sacrifices, says Premier Doug Ford, adding our collective efforts are working. He says the unpredictability in new cases won't change the province's reopening plan.
Let me be clear, this does not mean that reopening is on hold. We are working around the clock to move ahead with our economic reopening.
Ford says the possibility of a second wave is likely and we must all remain vigilant. The Ontario government is planning for us to be in this global health pandemic for the long haul, stocking up on personal protective equipment. That includes spending $121 million on masks, $4 million on face shields, $100 million on surgical gloves, and $20.9 million on gowns. All these supplies are going directly to the front lines, with hundreds of businesses answering the call to make this life-saving equipment, including here in Ottawa.
Turlin Construction in Canada, a father and son duo in millwork and cabinetry, have figured out how to make plastic barriers for retail stores. Paul Moyer, an apple farmer in Niagara, is using his apple sanitizer machine to sanitize used N95 masks with a technology that kills 99.99% of germs.
Cities outside of the Greater Toronto Area, including Ottawa, can move to Stage 2 this Friday, with museums, patios, hair salons, public pools and malls being among the services allowed to resume operations. The GTA, however, will have to wait a few more weeks until their number of cases decrease. One of the reasons why the number of confirmed cases in Ontario rose last week was because of hospitals in Toronto failing to flag over 700 confirmed cases of the virus. The mix-up meant thousands of confirmed cases were not traced for weeks.
There were about 700 cases that were not reported to public health due to a misunderstanding between the hospital and the lab that conducted the tests. However, that has been rectified to make sure that it won't happen again. Notices have been sent out to the hospitals or the assessment centers, wherever it is that the tests are being conducted, indicating that it is their responsibility to notify public health.
For the second day in a row, Ontario has reported over 400 new cases of COVID-19 in the province. Premier Doug Ford says that's because more people are going out to get tested, saying he has faith in the testing system. Charlie Cenac, KYN News, Ottawa.